channel everyone. I'm so happy to be here today. Today is a bright Sunday and it is such an amazing environment. Let me show you. This is the beautiful landscape that I was speaking and bragging about in the previous video, and if you have not watched that, please do go and check it out, because today's video is a continuation from that, right? The previous video was all about my health update and what I was feeling, how I was, and what I was going through. And today is more into providing an update on where I stand and what the future looks like. So welcome back to the channel. So for those who've watched the previous video, you already might be aware, like I said, about what was happening with me. And for those who don't, well, I can give you a small brief for your ease. Oh, check what I spotted, guys. One sec. What is that? Is that a buck? That looks really adorable. Can you see that? It is so beautiful how nature brings about these things in one's life, right? So what I was saying is, for a person who's played cricket all his life, at a reasonably good level, if I may call it, and to have swapped, taking a decision to move on from the sport about a year and a half ago, and today to where I am. There's been drastic changes in life, which is constant, right, among everybody. And so in the case of mine, the changes were numerous, right? Obviously mentally, when you exit something that you love doing, you want to take a break. At least for me, that's how it works. I took this decision and I was at the peak of my fitness. Again, fitness is a very subjective thing because it varies from body to body, right? But in my case, I was in the peak. I was doing a lot of powerlifting and keeping a lot of my core strength, my glutes, my quads and hamstrings. Anyways, coming back, about a month and a half ago, in the first week of December, I got tight trapezius muscle release because it was extremely stiff around this region, which did not allow me to turn left or right. And obviously got a little too scary after a point that I wanted to go and meet my trainer to see and understand what exactly was going on. Now I got that, and suddenly I got a bit of vertigo. 2 days later, it was just a mild 2-3 second kind of thing, but obviously I shat bricks. I mean, I didn't know what was going on, because your eyesight is something that's already registered quite a lot of things that you see on a daily basis, right? So all of that happened, blah blah blah. Cut to a week later, I had a lot of dizziness, even while I was walking and sitting and things like that. And by dizziness, I don't mean to say the feeling that basically puts you off, like in the sense I didn't feel like I was falling off or anything like that, but by dizziness I mean to say the one that basically makes you feel like you're drunk all the time. It was getting shit hot out there, guys, and I think we all have to be ready for a soup this summer, because as cold as Bangalore got this time, I don't know what to expect out of the summer, because it's already starting to heat up a bit. But anyway, I've decided to come to my basement, which is a lot more cooler. But like I was saying, the dizziness was more like a drunk sway and a drunk, feeling of a little lag and things like that. So it was really different and it was unfortunate, but let's look ahead, right? Like, I mean, I was lucky that something like this happened, for me to have got an MRI, for me to have gone to a neuro and things like that. So that really eased out many other complications that may have, arisen if I hadn't spotted this on time. So yes, I do have cervical bulges, which are minor, which can be retweaked. But since the structure, the natural S curve that usually is there, has sort of flattened out, possibly the signals going in from my neck to the brain is now slightly laggy, or whatever you want to call it, right? So I'm on the road to recovery, but I'm just so glad that I'm able to walk with a lot more confidence, a lot more, less anxiousness. Yes, it does hurt me at times and things like that, but we got to move on. I went to work. I was so happy to see my fellow colleagues. All of that stuff is now slowly taking shape, right? Why am I saying this? It's because obviously this is not like a fever or a dengue or a typhoid, which all three again I've had. Everyone goes through it, right? But this time around it's been a lot more mental. Now, obviously, if you ask me if I'm 100% not there as yet, because that's going to be involving the phase 2 of whatever I'm going through, which is physiotherapy. A lot of physiotherapy to regain my curve, the natural curve, and things like that at the neck, to improve a lot more proprioception, which is now a lot more medical in terms. It's nothing but the signals going from the neck to your brain regarding your spatial orientation of the neck and the head while you're standing or walking, right? So, anyways, I've been by myself. My wife has been away in the last 2.5 weeks or so, and my parents have been absolutely supportive. So has my wife over call. But to be very frank with you, I really miss her, you know. But like I was saying, it has gotten far, far better. I'm able to walk a lot more confidently without having any of those orientations or sensations and things like that. So I just have a mild, it's not like an imbalance that I'm gonna fall off, but I feel like my eye and my neck are still yet to sink in full alignment. So what happens is if I take abrupt turns or if I'm walking at a particular angle of sorts, I get a little not so steady input and feedback from the brain. What can I possibly do about it? I mean, one is, of course, I can either harp about it and say, well, life's been an absolute bitch, which it has. Mentally, I wouldn't want to downplay that because it's really tested my mental strength, and I'm so happy to be on the other side now that I'm a lot more positive about how things are going and things are moving. So the other thing to do is wait it out, because this is going to take me another 2-3 months of constant physio and a lot of neck strengthening exercises and things like that, which is now where my focus is slightly more inclined towards, to be very frank, right? So I am looking forward, but at the same time, the kind of mental strength or the kind of thought that you possibly have might not be as compelling for you to push yourself on an every minute basis. At times I wake up in the morning and I feel low, at times through the day that I feel low, at times through the evenings I feel low. This whole experience has obviously taught me how important health is. So guys, what I want to say through this is the mind is the biggest player in your life. Biggest player, I mean to say, it literally dictates terms to you, right? And you have to be the only one who ignores these. So what I've learned over the last couple of weeks is to try and ignore these signals that pin me down. Like, my thoughts have obviously been, why am I not able to go out, or why am I not able to meet my friends the way it used to, or I used to? Why am I not able to this? Why am I not able to that? And constant, right? Now I've taken a pause. I try my best to take a pause at least to remind myself that what if this particular damn thing that I'm going through had worsened and I have radiating arm pain or loss of sensation on one side. Looking at all of that, I'm truly blessed and I'm grateful to God, primarily because this is the early sign. No matter what people are saying, I know that it's an early sign of it pointing out to an issue that's happening. It's not major, but it is an issue that has to be dealt with, right? So dizziness and all of these happen to be earlier symptoms, and the later symptoms are the ones with radiating pain and all of that kind of stuff. So that gets a little too much for anybody to digest or take in. Alright, so quite frankly, what I was also coming to say is it's sad for those who are going through, and if there is anybody out there who wants to speak to me about how this whole situation has felt, or has been complaining of constant neck pain and things like that, I'm just one shout out away, guys. You can either text me on Instagram, I'll put the link, or my channel name for your reference down here. Like even right now, for example, when I'm looking down, all of a sudden it doesn't feel as smooth as how it ideally should. It feels like it's a little laggy, but it's far better, right? No complaints. Okay, it's probably 20 times better than how it was even probably a week or 10 days ago. So I'm just trying to keep my chin up, to go on, start off my normal life and routine, to at least try my best to ensure that my mind is not constantly on this. And I'm sure with time in the next month, once my neck muscles and things like that gets strengthened. For those who've been asking me, I still have my babies, my 390 and my Aprilia here, and yes, obviously I miss riding these guys, but it's okay, we'll get there. Like I said, another month or two of getting back in shape, and what I want to highlight through all of this is, guys, make sure that you maintain good posture when you're sitting, right? Half of these problems that arise for many people, on the cervical region, which is here, and many other things that are bound to happen because of bad posture and constant work hours behind your particular, neck. Work or the kind of desk job that you guys have and things like that. So it's very, very important for you guys to make sure that you are in sync with your body as to what it needs, and at the same time also give it what it wants, right? That's the beauty of finding the right balance, which is again one of the prime reasons why I've not been able to post anything over the last 3 weeks. Mentally I was down, at times I still am down, but I'm just lucky to God that this got detected early, and I'm just super damn lucky to have parents, to have a beautiful wife, my extended family, my friends, and everybody who've been very supportive through this journey, right? I don't want to get more emotional, but I just wanted to say that I'm back. I want to continue my YouTube journey because I started off with a reason, and I never want to stop that, right? So I'm back to posting videos or shorts, whatever it might be. So stick around for more videos like these and much more interesting content that I will be putting out. This was a small update after almost 3 weeks of how where things are right now, right? So if anybody is going through something like this or something similar with a lot of pain and things like that, do reach out to me. I'm always open to answer any of your queries. But for those who are really enjoying this kind of vlog and something more that's going to come, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and do share it with like-minded friends and family members. I will see you in the next one super soon, and hey, I'm back, guys. Boom.